Okay, now for the Floresville offense. You have a wing on the outside that may be coming back on defense and then moving forward on offense. So the key for this play is going to be to get the ball to the wing when you can so that they can cross the ball. That's the goal. That's the target player of these wings. So now these wings have a huge important job. Now, one of the things that often happens is we have the ball in the center. One of our mids gets the ball, and then we have our striker here at the very highest point of the field with the opponent's backs. And oftentimes he gets the ball and he tries to turn the ball and he tries to go to goal. And he gets caught up because there's defenders in his way. Sometimes a through ball to the striker is a good idea, but not always. You can balance out the through balls to the striker. You can balance that out by having the striker play the ball back to the mids or play to a wing. And by doing that, you change the game. So, for example, let's say that the ball comes to one of the mids and he pushes it to the striker. Instead of turning with backs to him, he plays the ball back to the mid. What happens is this player is being covered. They're being pressed. And so when that mid gets rid of the ball, this player automatically turns and starts moving. So he can move different directions. Let's say he moves this way. Now he just plays the ball back to him like a 1-2. 1-2. Or 1-2. Or 1-2. You can go back to the player, you can go back to the other mid. But this player facing our goal should come back toward our direction. We pass the ball up, he passes it back this way. Now we can go out to the wing, and it depends on, obviously, the game situation, but we try to play out to a wing if we can, and the wing can move up. So once again, it looks like this. It goes, mid has the ball, goes up, then it comes down, but when it comes down, this player makes a run, through ball to the wing, he can play it outside, players moving up, cross it and see if you can get a shot off. That's just one idea. That's one of the options you have when Floresville plays their offense is instead of playing the ball to the forward and expecting them to turn with the ball, go at the goal and shoot, which is very challenging, it might help if our mids play the ball to the forward who comes back to another mid. You can play the ball outside. How many players do I have here? Got this 4, got my 3 mids. Okay, I think one of these flipped. Don't know how. 2, 3, 4 of the opponent. 1, 2, 3 mids of the opponent. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I had one flipped. All right. So, like I said before, we have our 3 mids. They do their... Here's our wing. So, ball goes up to the forward. Then ball comes back to a different mid or the same mid. That's when a wing does a through ball to the wing, and the wing can take the ball outside. Everybody's pushing up while we're doing this. The other mids can push up. Hopefully they push up high enough. They can cut back or they can cross. The goalie's in his box at this point. Cross it in. All the defenders. It makes for a good chance. All we're doing is creating a chance. So crossing it in with a chance. So once again, we have our mids in the center. We have our wings that come back on transition. They're running a 4-3-3. They got their players down here, trying to track back. So somehow the ball goes, it can even go from the goalie or the sweeper. Someone kicks it out, kicks it up. It gets to one of the mids. These 3 mids are critical. The ball should always be coming to the mids. If we have a chance to push it up to another mid, and now we push it up to this forward, instead of turning, the forward passes back to a mid here, Or if this mid, if the ball comes here and one of these mids come here to defend, the ball goes back to this other mid. So it's easy. Ball comes down, they go to press, ball goes to the other mid. Now it's just the wing and a through ball to the wing. Or an aerial ball to the wing. And it's a race. And the goal is to cross it in. So I've seen a lot of Floresville kind of one striker, turn around, try and dribble it in, take a shot. But it might be effective if the striker's first idea is, can I play the ball back the direction I'm facing to my mid? Or if he sees the wing open, he can even play it to the wing now, and then he can make a run. Or the wing can play back. The wing can play back to the mid and make a run, and it can go up. So just to simplify that again, you have your wings in transition. The mids should control a lot of the ball play in the center where our strength is. So we play to the center, and then we can either play out, and I'm sure I'm flipping these accidentally. I think it's like that. Yep. Okay, so now we can play the ball out to the wing, who can play to the striker, who can play down. The striker playing down is the whole key. However you get the ball to the striker, it should come back our direction, and then we send it. So the striker should be coming back toward us, and then we send it. That's really the best way to simplify it is move the ball in the center of the field where we have more players, where we have our three strongest players, and then we push the ball to the striker who runs back to it and then passes back, and now you can make a play for the ball. So the idea is that the striker now, on occasion, and when it makes sense, you can do a through ball. When there's a gap in their space, you can do a through ball, and they can go for goal. But in a lot of circumstances, they're covered pretty tight by good defenders. Pass the ball to the striker, they come back to a mid. Then the mid is the one who pushes the ball up to the wings. And the wing is the one who creates the chance in the center for the other players to try and score. So that's just one offensive thing you can do.